chat right now. We've got
different. So there's a lot of sound, there's a lot of noise.
Why is everybody in slow motion?
Without further ado, let's bring on Chris. Further ado. So without further ado, let's bring on Lori. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the show. We are live again.
It's Friday.
It's Growin Buds.
Friday.
And it's Friday.
That's right. Growin Buds on Fridays, 4 to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
What a better time.
Easter time. Save your energy for later in the night. Just roll into your weekend with us, right? 4 p.m. Friday. You're probably not doing too much work, I hope. Hopefully your plants are doing well. And you're here for a fun show. We got some news about the Global Grow Cup.
That's right. Yeah, we have some interesting news about that.
We have some data finally on how many people made it to the end. So that's very exciting. We went through and started just organizing the contestants. We wanted to see how many people were going to be judged for the top 10. So if you made it to the end, you're one of 37 people. 10 of you are going to make it to the prizes. One of you is going to go home with $5,000. So those are great odds.
If you guys made it to the end, you should really pat yourself in the back because, again, and we'll say this again when there's a lot more folks joining here because there might be some who actually finish and don't even know this. But yeah, 10 out of 37 people are actually going to make it to the finals and get something. One of those who will get the $5,000 prize, $1,500 for second place, and $500 for the third place. We're very excited about it. We're going to start looking into the scoring later this next week. And then we have our beloved influencers who will be doing the final judging of these plants before we put them up, of the top 10 plants exactly, before we put them up for the public or the vote, right? So there might be cases where we have people so close to each other that the untie or the tiebreaker will be that public vote. So there's some plans that are looking really good.
Better than ours, better than mine, even.
Yeah, 100% better. Yeah, for sure. So,
I say it like that.
Yeah, okay.
But anyways, very, very cool stuff.
Impressive results, needless to say.
Yeah. I mean, some people look like they've done solo cup grows before, so we did expect to see some gurus with solo cups in there. We definitely got some, but I do think that we got some people who did it for the first time and made it to the end.
Right.
So very cool to see the different levels of experience competing against each other. And great prizes for those top 10. Only 187 to start.
That's right. Yeah, 37 to finish. That's like 20%.
Yeah. So like 150 plants died throughout the process. So rest in peace to those plants.
That's right.
Other cool news: we had Scrog School episode 1 of season 5, I think, last night. So we got the apprentice version of that. Which reminds me of Mr. Trump, the apprentice back in the day. So he's taking over that on his show. Cool guy he's got for the apprentice. Cool shed that they're growing in.
Shout out to him.
Muskoka Grower.
Muskoka Grower.
I don't have the exact handle.
The exact handle.
Maybe
if you look up Muskoka Grower, you should. And if Muskoka Grower, if you're here, please give us your channel. If anybody
seems
knows,
like a really cool guy. So
no, very cool. Seems to be taking in the knowledge. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with cannabis. Like if you are growing or if you're a beginner and you get someone who really knows what they're doing and you listen to them, it might not end up being what you do forever, but at least they get you there and you're like, wow, now I can grow some very good quality bud. And then you start doing a little bit of your own thing, right? So Kurt, actually, when he started doing what I taught him about, he's always like growing with cocoa. I always like growing with soil, right? So there's like, you're always going to have some subtle differences like that, but it's always good to get someone to get you up to speed and then, you do what you like.
Yeah. So he got hooked up. We gave away a pack of Bud Cups last night live. We're also doing one of the comment giveaways. So if you go to AC Infinity's YouTube channel after this live and go watch that episode after it's obviously been posted, you can still win something by commenting in the chat there. So there's Bud Cups going to be given away. Seed's been doing a seeds giveaway on that, and maybe AC Infinity doing one as well. So go in there, comment on it. He's going to be doing it every 2 weeks now because they want to do a bit higher production value.
Excellent.
And do like a pre-recorded video for each episode. So it was really cool watching somebody get all that gear all at once. Like it did look like an early Christmas to him.
Yeah.
And then we got to see Scrog Dog. Troy's got a new German Shepherd puppy.
So cute.
So yeah, if you stuck around to the end of that episode, you would have seen Scrog Dog as well. Looks like we got Scrog Nation in the house. So Spanish Strays shouting out Scrog Nation, Richard as well. So we always love to have the Scroggers here to chat and even show off their grow, like the first time Scrogger we had over the last few weeks, Smoking the Water. So he was showing off his growth throughout the process, along with a bunch of other growers that were super appreciative for coming on. If you want to be one of those growers, just don't click it, I guess, but you got to copy that link into the StreamYard guest app. I will put it in the chat very shortly, but we can't spam the chat with this link because Facebook doesn't like that. So for now, it's going to be just on the screen. If you want to take a note of that that URL, Tail, put it into StreamYard guest. You can join us on the show halfway through. And hopefully we get some people who are growing along with H.
That's right. Yeah.
I'll have an update on that too.
Exactly. And if you guys haven't done this before, it's super welcome. You just come along with us. The screen's going to be shared. We're going to see your plants. We're going to talk about it. Everybody gives props. If there's a problem with your plants, we're going to diagnose what that problem is. We've done that numerous times. And other than that, we just like to see plants that are of growers that come back over and over. I'm actually curious because our friend who grew that 8x6 scrog hadn't harvested yet, and we need an update as to what's happening with Smoking the Water for that final yield. We're all guessing a couple of pounds here, but looking forward to hearing what was the final result. But with that said, guys, more than welcome for you guys to come on board as well, and we will be doing that about halfway through the show here.
We got greetings from Germany, so it must be pretty late there. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Very exciting things in the home growing space happening in Germany.
Right,
it's kind of like when Canada first legalized. There was people who wanted to follow the law who were getting into it, and then you got the people who've been doing it for a while, being able to share more. And I mean, I think that's how a lot of the content creators got started. So we'll be interested to see who the stars of the home growing world are in Germany.
That's right.
For now, you guys are welcome to tune in here. But we're excited for the growth in Germany.
Yeah, and we actually have our first retailer coming up in Germany very soon. We're going to make an announcement. So for those of you who are in Germany, you're going to be able to buy directly from someone in Germany who's going to be carrying our product. So that's very
hopefully
exciting.
For cheaper overall cost, because we only have the flat shipping right now.
That's right, exactly.
Germany,
yeah. So the idea is so that you don't have to pay that huge shipping cost that unfortunately we have to charge. And that's going to be available probably in the next, let's say, 2 to 4 weeks. So stay tuned.
Yeah. And if you guys know a local grow shop, the owners, please do have them reach out to us because we'd love to get them hooked up with BudTrainer gear. But should we do a little check-in with the plants?
Yeah, let's do a little check-in with the plants now, and then we'll come back to more check-ins with the plants, and we'll do the grow along after.
Right. So I'm actually doing that SOG, the mother plant we just topped before, so you won't see the actual topping until that video is released, but you will see what the plant looks like now and the one that didn't make it to transplant. So let's go check out some plants.
All right, guys, first of all, we're going to start with my 2x2 here. I already moved the seedlings from last week from the dome to the 2x2. In fact, here they are. We're going to be showing them very soon to you guys during the grow along. And we were thinking about transplanting them today. However, they got a little bit of leaf burn around the edges, as we'll see. So we didn't transplant them yet. We'll be leaving that for next week. And then here we have the Bubba cheesecake that is Kurt's mother plant that we decided to transplant one but not the other here. Now, Kurt already did the topping above the 4th node this time. And because this is a mother plant, we're not Curtis is not going to be growing this with the BudTrainer method. He's going to grow it into a main line to get 16 clones, or actually maybe 20, right, Kurt? Out of it that you're looking for. So
yeah, enough that we can pick the best ones. Yeah.
Right. Now, I just like to point out here, which is pretty cool. This plant started at the same time as that one, and it was just, the leaves were just a little bit smaller than that one, which is why Kurt chose to transplant that instead of this Bubba cheesecake. But if you look at the difference between what happens after you transplant, just 1 week after you transplant, is this amount of growth, right? So now, not only does it have much bigger leaves, but it's a much bigger plant altogether, right? So this is really what happens when you transplant at the right time.
It may not even be showing up how big of a difference is, because we did just top this one, but like what, probably double the size of the one that didn't get transplanted.
Exactly, yeah. And that's what happens when, or the beauty about the bud cups is that you can check on your roots before transplanting. So on week 2, which is when we transplanted that one, you can just pop it. If there's roots on the sides, it means it's ready for transplant, right? And then you do that and you get those results. Now, what we have here is my AK Do-si-do, my Alaskan Do-si-dos. It's actually consuming a good amount of water every day. I have it for like maybe 6 minutes that it's on. As we can see here, beautiful training underneath, BudTrainer method. We got all 8 branches to grow and all cleaned up underneath. We have the fan going in the corner to make sure that there's always airflow under the plant, because that's where photosynthesis really happens. And then we have here at the top all of these nice buds. Quite honestly, they're foxtailing a little bit, which is not my favorite thing. So what I might actually do is dial the light back a bit. Well, they're not getting light burn. They are getting this reaction foxtail, which is typically due to high heat. Now, some strains foxtail naturally. There's nothing you do about it, but some strains you can. So I'm going to try to do that a little bit. It's actually kind of controversial because you'd think more light the better, but too much light, you end up getting what we got with the seedlings, which they burn, or too much light, you end up getting foxtails, which is not ideal either. And then what we have here is our, this one is Purple Punch. Yeah, our Purple Punch, first time that I grew this Purple Punch here. The leaves are really, starting that senescence process.
Thank you.
It smells very strong. And actually, I want to do a quick trichome check, because this might be ready for us to harvest it maybe tomorrow or the day after. So just going to have a quick check at a mature top here, right around there. There aren't quite many amber yet. There's like just a lot, maybe a couple there. I think it still needs a couple more amber to show. Everything is either milky or transparent, but I think that we can wait maybe 2-3 more days, and those amber will start showing. It's always a matter of preference, right? I like to have about 5% amber because then I know that there's the most amount of milky trichomes in there.
Are you,
not that
this looks like it's fading a bit. Are you any like concern for the leaves kind of giving up their nutrients here? Anything like a beginner would want to know?
No, this is actually contrary, right, to what intuition would be. Is this is the very last stage. So the nutrients are very weak. There's a lot of phosphorus in here, a lot of PK, a lot of phosphorus and potassium. And what's happening is the leaves are giving off the nitrogen here, which is not being supplied to them via nutrients anymore. So this is a good thing. This is what you call a light flushing. We're not flushing because we're not just giving it no nutrients, but this is what flushing does to your plant, right? So those buds get very nice and crystally, and those leaves, they just give off those nutrients that are needed for the rest of the bud. So I'd say that this is what maturity, just kind of like your banana will go from green to yellow, but then, very quickly it goes over mature. This is like the perfect maturity here. A couple more days and those trichomes are going to be on point. But that's it, guys. Let's get back in there and let's do the grow along.
All righty, guys.
I better get my grow along plants in the meanwhile.
So we're not going to be doing an update on my flower room today, or probably again for a little while, because I actually harvested one of my plants last week, right at 8 weeks. So it looks beautiful. And the other 6 are just finishing up. So I don't have a handy cameraman like H does for his update videos, so wasn't able to capture that. But very excited for that that full harvest to dry and get through trim jail, and then I'll have a big supply for winter.
Oh, that's right. I know it's like a perfect season, like just
Well, that's why I did it. So I wanted to have fresh buds before Christmas.
Right.
And now I'm like, I can take Christmas off from worrying about that or having to trim over Christmas.
Oh yeah, that would be not desirable. But anyways, here we go, guys. We have our two contenders, Bubba Cheesecake 1 and Bubba Cheesecake. So Bubba Cheesecake 1, Bubba Cheesecake 2 here. And they were just inside of the AC Infinity Dome. But I think I left them in there for a little bit too long because they definitely got big and then they started almost reaching the top. And I don't know if you can see, especially on Bubba Cheesecake 2 here, the yellow cup, they started fading a little bit at the edges. So that's light burn. It's not that they have nutrient deficiencies. They're getting Athena nutrients right now and they're getting the right amount of nutrients. So I'm not worried about that. But what is started happening was that the light was too close. And on top of that, the humidity was really high. So just two things off. I took them out of the dome today because I was actually away for 3 days and wasn't able to check on them. But I don't think they're ready for transplant yet. I won't even check on the roots because they're smaller than what I was hoping for. So I'm going to leave them undisturbed. And next week, I'm going to be transplanting them. So this is only week 2. They're actually pretty large for being on week 2. They're doing really well. But on week 3, they're going to be a little bit healthier. The Bubba Cheesecakes for Kurtz's mother plant ended up being bigger and healthier.
It's crazy. Like I'm 3 weeks in, transplanted and topped already.
That's right.
So we'll be training by week 4, 5.
Yeah, 4.
Maybe.
No, next week those little shoots will probably be big enough that you can start butt clip. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then so with with transplanting these probably next week, you think, or?
Yes, we'll definitely be transplanting them next week. I think the Bubba Cheesecake 2 here on the yellow cup is doing a little bit better. The leaves are a little bit bigger. However, we'll give them 1 week now in the 2x2 AC Infinity tent, which is set at 65% humidity and a good 25 Celsius. Damn, I always forget about the Fahrenheit version of the temperature, but if anybody can post what 25 Celsius is on the chat there, that'll be great in Fahrenheit. But that is a great temperature and humidity for your seedlings to be in. They like it hot, they like it humid, but they don't like the light right on top of them, which is what was happening inside of the dome there. So I'm going to put them back now in our 2x2 tent. Next week, we're going to be doing the transplant of the stronger one of the 2. We're going to do it live right here. Now, what we'd love to do is see your plants and see how they're doing. So
I put the link into the chat a little while ago. I don't have anybody waiting to come in, but I did have a question here from Facebook. Facebook user keeping themselves anonymous, which is cool. I let my plant get pretty big. I didn't top it. Should I top it or should I just let it go into flower? Well, if you're still in veg, certainly still time to top your plant. Without actually seeing it, probably be hard to give advice on this question exactly. But on the next one, I would definitely suggest topping it, especially above the 6th node, and trying it with the BudTrainer method, which is what method we're going to be following along here with H's live kind of.
That's right. If the plant is already tall enough, if you flower it now and you don't top it, it's going to grow sometimes twice that height, right? So if you top it, wait a few days, don't top, excuse me, and flower right away, because topping is a bit stressful for the plant, and then you risk getting the plants to go hermaphrodite because it's stressed. So it starts putting out both male and female flowers. So don't top and flower right away or ever top during flower. However, it's never too late. If you already started growing it and vegging it, just top it now. You can top it maybe 2 inches off the top. We typically recommend 1/2 inch to 1 inch because the smallest the topping, the less stress for your plant. But that's when the plant is small. Now your plant is big already. You can remove a bigger top. Now all of the bottom nodes, all of those shoots are going to be the ones who grow twice as long. So your plant is going to go from, say, this height, which is where it's at now, and instead of doubling in height, it's going to be topped here, and it's going to put out all of these branches off to the sides, and it's going to give you a lot of colors, right?
Yeah, he actually is rocking a 24-hour light cycle right now in veg for that plant. Took a clone today. With the topping, I loved taking the top clones, the tops, to make a clone. However, the size of clone that you need to take for that to work is much larger than we would recommend. It'd be a lot of stress.
That's right. Like if you are doing both, then it's understandable that you want to leave a bigger top. You're going to cut half of your plant by the time you top it. It's not ideal because the plant that just got got cut in half. But with that said, at least you're getting that extra clone, right? So it's understandable. But if you are topping, just back to topping your plant when it's late, if you top it, also make sure to look at the bottom nodes that you have. If you ever have a case where there's 2 branches on one node, but one branch is twice the length of the other, cut the small branch, because what's going to happen is during flower, the longer branch is going to grow much longer, and the dwarf branch is going to stay small, and it's going to give you that popcorn sort of larvae bud. So not only should you top at the top here to avoid your plant from growing so much taller with that one big cola at the top, but you should also clean up that those bottom nodes to make sure that they won't have small branches growing through. So
all right,
it's definitely going to do yourself a favor there.
Take a deep breath, and we'll go to another question here.
All right.
Not a question, actually, just a comment. Richard's growing along with us, says ours is twice the size of his 2. Need to get one of those domes, makes a big difference, right?
Of course, keeping your plants at 70 to 80, even up to 90% during the seedling stage is extremely important. These seedlings here, they could have been bigger. However, they were in the dome for, I'd say, 3 days too long, and now they got into the veg stage already from the seedling stage, and they didn't get moved on, right? So the dome is still at 80% humidity, but now where they are at, it's 65%, which is much more ideal, right? Not to mention they hit the top, but you should definitely consider a dome like the AC Infinity one. It's a great product. Comes with everything from the bottom to the top lights, the bottom heater to the top lights. And also, Athena Nutrients is really what gets your plants going in the beginning there. Not only did we use a little bit of ProMix Connect with a ProMix soil, but we also used Athena Nutrients. So not only are those roots getting some mycorrhizal fungi as soon as they're born, they're also getting good nutrients in good soil in the right environment. So when you put it all together, it's like plant heaven for your seedlings, right?
Well, Reginald is transplanting 13 plants this weekend. So that's going to be fun.
Exciting, yeah.
Hopefully using the bud cup so it's nice and quick. Just wondering if I should transplant my 3G into a 7 or 10. The rest will go into a 1 gallon. So transplanting from a 3 gallon to a 7 or 10 gallon, I'm going to assume that's what that means. And we really only recommend doing 1 transplant, especially if your final pot's 10 gallons or less. H can speak more to that.
Yeah, if you have a plastic pot and it's easier to take it out from the 3 gallon, transplant it to 7 gallon, and you want to grow that plant for a longer veg cycle, you can do that. I personally grow all of my plants in 3 gallons. They grow for 7, sometimes up to 9 weeks during the veg stage. I can fill an entire 4x4 tent full of buds, growing nearly a pound with 1 plant in a 3 gallon. It has to be watered every day, of course. You need to water it pretty much until it runs off a little bit or it's soaked, because a plant in a 4x4 tent with a 3 gallon pot is drinking that amount of water every single day. But if you're transplanting because you want to grow that even longer, or for example, you're doing organic, where now you're running out of that organic matter in the initial pot and you need to feed it more organics, then that's a different story. So just consider those 2 things. Whether you're going to be feeding nutrients, just feed it every day and you can stick to your 3 gallon pot. But if you're going to do organics and you want to have that, bigger base and potentially do a no-till later on, then going to the bigger size definitely helps. Outdoors is a different story, because outdoor plants grow much, much bigger than that. It's not the outdoor season now, but if where you live is the outdoor season, then transplanting into a bigger pot is advantageous, because if you have those very hot and sunny days, your plant is drinking that entire pot and the roots grow to fill all of those 10 gallons. You get, 6 months of veg stage, sometimes 4 months of veg stage, then it's totally important, right? So think about those different cases. It's hard to give you just one answer. Is it better? Is it not? There's many ways to answer the question,
We have a couple guests in the back, so let's start with Spanish Dre. If you want to give me a little wiggle of the screen so I know you're... Yeah, okay, perfect. Spanish Dre, welcome.
How you guys doing, man?
Excellent. How are you?
Well,
all right, so bear with me because the Wi-Fi down here sucks. So let me know if I'm behind or something.
no, I think you're good so far. The screen's just a little pixelated, but that's all right.
Yeah, no lag at all here, so it's all good. I assume you harvested all those plants that we just saw last week with those massive colas?
No, not yet. I'm probably gonna
Not
do
yet?
it another week or 2 because the trichomes aren't as amber as I like them. So I'll wait like another week.
What's the mix that you like?
Like 50-50, maybe 60-40 amber.
Okay. You like to be like that girl in that commercial that just deflates into the couch, eh?
Yes.
Fair enough. I used to love that, man. I used to grow stuff and consume stuff that was like heavy couch lock effects. But unfortunately, I don't have the time to sleep that much as I like to sleep.
Right.
So what do you have going on here, Spanish Ray, in front of you? It looks like an autoflower?
No, this
Or no?
is a re-veg. This was a clone I took from one of the
Oh, right
jackals.
on.
Remember the jackal with the big nugs that we were trimming?
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
this is the clone, but she went into flower twice. So this is the second time I'm re-vegging her because I accidentally flowered her out twice, and she's still holding strong. So I just transplanted her like 2 days ago. I'm gonna try to get some good cuts off for her, and then down here
Nice.
I have some in-house Platinum Kush Breath BMG3 oranges and blueberry times Platinum Blue, also in-house. I have a Mind Melter here from Soulfire, and then Slurricane and Iced Out from in-house as well. They're like really tiny.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
And then over here, I think one of mine's died. I have another iced out and a strawberry souffle, but I think the strawberry souffle is dead.
How many days since you planted? Or did it already sprout out and then it kind of dried out?
Yeah, it like this is the first time I'm
Oh,
opening the
yeah,
tank.
I see
Yesterday
it.
it looked fine. Yesterday it poked out and now it's like leaning over. But I
I've
think
had that happen, man. Yeah, it looks like it probably did die.
Yeah, it happens sometimes where there's maybe some contamination within the seed and they get just a tiny little bit of a fungus, and that's, because the seed is so small, it just wilts them, right? So this does happen. Bad luck, but you got a lot to sprout. So out of what you have there, like 10, 12, not a bad ratio.
yeah, I got like a good what I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Besides that one that died, gonna pop
Right
another.
on. Yeah.
That the one that died is Tino's Genetics. It's he's still in testing with the strawberry souffle, so I'm really happy about that one. I'm gonna have to pop another one of those.
Right on.
But everything else
No,
is
good
looking
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
Now here, does this look like light burn to you? Because I was like blasting them with light about a couple of days ago, and I think I like burned her a little bit. But I brought it
Yeah,
back.
that could have happened. It looks like it's only on the first set of true leaves, which means it only affected the plant during that day, those couple of days, and then it stopped because now it's dried out. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's scarred over it already. So I don't. There's nothing to worry about now because the new leaves, they're nice and healthy. So that's what matters. You're not burning them now anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was light burn, but I went. I brought the light. I turned it down a little bit and brought it up some, and they're all looking fine now. So I thought it was just
Yeah.
light burn.
Well,
And now,
and small little seedlings are more sensitive too.
yeah, exactly. I was trying to cheat and trying to get that fast growth, so I burned her a little
Right
bit.
on.
But this little guy, when she was born, she didn't. She when she was coming out the ground, she broke one of her Catalina leaves. It was like stuck in
Mm.
the ground. And then the second Catalina leaf, if you can see, it grew like upside down. So
Whoa.
she's the same age as them, but she's growing so slow because she didn't have the advantage of the two Catalina leaves. But
ACA. Wow. Huh.
I don't know if you can see
Yeah.
it.
It's interesting to see how much of a difference it makes just having half of that food that they need, right? As a small seedling. So there we go.
Right, and the one that's there is upside down, so it's not even getting light.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
So many different mutations and little things that can happen.
So
Damage too.
it seems you're claiming them all as your own, but Spanish Casey here is saying that she sees some of her babies in there.
Yeah, okay, so So those are hers.
All right, all right.
Those blueberry platinum blue are hers, and the slurricane and iced out are hers. These are mine. These are mine. These are mine, and then the clone.
So does she have a different preference on the trichome profile,
No, it's the same
or is
thing.
she
We
50-50 too?
usually
Yeah.
we usually try to get a little bit more amber, but 50-50 is fine. But sometimes we go a little higher.
Yeah.
Right on. No, good stuff. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for coming back in, man. I appreciate you showing off.
Are you showing us the flowering ones today?
Am I showing them?
Yeah.
I could if you want to see them.
All right,
Sure.
let's do it. You can, if you want to move around, you can blog your camera and then, oh, there it is.
We got
That's
a turn as well waiting to come on, but I'm not seeing a video from you yet. So if you're still okay, cool. You'll be up next. Flower tent looks great
Ooh,
though.
look at that. Nice.
Yeah.
So that's them.
It's nice
Still
having a
waiting.
couple tents so you can have the rotation going.
Oh yeah, look at those buds there. Like yeah, they're just like mine on the 3x3 tent right now. Like those leaves kind of going yellow a little bit. It's yeah. The
I just
perfect
got
right.
The Wi-Fi is not as good on that side of the basement, I don't think.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is not doing so shabby there,
Yeah,
but
a little better.
can definitely
By
see
the
them.
window. But yeah, I just got a nice breeze because like it's hot down here, and then I opened this tent, and this tent's like 70 degrees, so it's like a little air conditioning in here.
Right
Nice.
on. Yeah, yeah. No, they're looking great.
Yeah, those will be close to done soon. Well, I guess if you're waiting for 50-50, maybe not.
Maybe a little bit longer.
Maybe a
yeah.
little bit longer. But very cool, man. Thank you for coming in again. It's been a couple weeks in a row now. You're supporting
Yeah.
us.
Thank you guys for having me. Have a good one.
Yeah,
All right, man. Peace out.
Have a great weekend.
Looking good. So turns up next. If they want to activate their camera again, we'll bring you on.
All right.
It's only
some plans there?
4:32. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, guys, man? I've listened to you guys all the time. I hardly ever get on here, though. But I had a question about your bud cups. I saw you guys were showing popping seeds in the bud cups today. And I'm kind of new at doing them in the bud cups. I've usually done like the paper towel method or just straight into soil. And so
Sure.
I'm not getting as good of a turnout on the bud cups. And I think I may be doing something wrong. I was going to ask, do you guys have like a dome or anything that fits over the bud cups?
Right now, we don't have anything available. Definitely
There.
from
We don't. Yeah. So the domes they will come. We just don't know exactly when yet because we want to make sure that there's enough of a demand for them. And right now we're just focusing on other products. However, what we typically do and what we recommend doing is either using just a plastic cup like this. This is smaller than the bud cup, so you would go just over your soil like this, and it looks like your seedlings are still at the age that they would be inside of a plastic cup like this. Right, they wouldn't be hitting the top yet. And if you see, there's holes on the top of the cup there, and I
Yeah.
even put holes at the bottom so that the air can come in through the bottom and go out through the top. So this here allows your seedlings, just like you have yours in a dome there. Those domes a lot of times come with a top, right? So you get the top for the dome. Those are a little bit too big already, the ones you're showing there for having a dome. But the small ones in your bud cups, they are the perfect age to be inside of that humidity dome there.
I don't know if you have one of those little mini blenders like the Magic Bullets. I've used the lids for those, although they don't have the aeration or and they're very thick plastic. But if you don't have anything in the meantime, you can use that. I would say you might be having trouble with germinating rate into the bud cups. Yeah, just probably because of the lack of humidity without one of those domes, if that's what you tried the first time. Sometimes I'll pre-soak my seeds for like 12 hours in the peroxide water mix. 1% diluted peroxide has been shown to help germination rates as well. Heat, another big thing. So like if you have a heat map, or at least maybe put them in a bit of a warmer area, that can help with germination rates too. Any other tips, H?
How many days have you germinated them for?
Yeah, these guys are young. They just popped. Let's see, I soaked them last Thursday for 24 hours in water, and then I planted them in the soil. And these guys popped up right away. But I planted like 8, and I only got about 4 of them to pop. So I was a little disappointed this time. Usually, I just put them in a straight soil in like one of these little orange pots or whatever, and pop them straight out of that. And I think it might just be the genetics this time, instead of anything I'm doing. But I was just going to check and see if you guys had a dome.
Yeah, it
These
could
are
be
all
that for sure.
808 genetics, which are good, a good brand, I guess. But I just didn't have a good success rate. And then it's like disappointing too, because it's all regular seeds. So then now you're going to have to wait and figure out which ones are male and female. And, it's hard to set up your tent that way.
No, 100%. So, like seeds sprouting or not sprouting, that it doesn't really matter what container it's in. It's usually either because the seedling had some infection or was just a dud from the get-go, or perhaps the media it was in wasn't super favorable. Now, you make sure you started them. Did you start them in a paper towel, or did you just soak them and then plant them straight into the bud cups?
I soaked them and went straight into soil.
Yeah, so that's what we always recommend. And again, I've had some seed batches that half of them really didn't pop. We do recommend planting directly in the soil instead of the paper towel method, just because you risk breaking that taproot. But if you already did that and they didn't sprout, I would wait some more time. I have had seeds sprout after 17 days. That's my record. You know what I mean? So if you have some hope, you can still leave it. And one thing is, you can go in there, dig them very carefully, almost like you're excavating. Like looking for those what's it called, the those ancient bones. You have to go
Like
very
an
delicately to
archaeologist.
make sure.
That's the
Archaeologist, that's the word. So pick up that seed, and if it looks like, say, it started off and it has a little tap root, maybe it's just starting. If it hasn't yet, just by moving the seed around and then putting a tiny little bit of water on top of it again so that it gets moist again, give it a couple of days and they might sprout. I have revived seeds a number of times, so I always like to try everything I can under the sun.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially when you talk about the cost of seed packs, then you want to get every bang for your buck you can. So,
100%.
And do reach out to your seed bank though, and ask if they have germination guarantees. Say, hey guys, I popped 8 seeds from, like, did the soaking for 24 hours, planted directly in soil. It should, it should have worked. But they might have germination guarantee. They might send you a new pack of seeds.
well, for sure. A lot of my seeds too, though, I can't really complain too much because there's like Dark Star and your boy Front and other people that like give away free seeds. So I've been pretty lucky with some of the seed giveaways too. So I'm not going to go complaining to them if they didn't pop.
That's true. Yeah, if you got it for free, you can't complain, right?
So
So
you can't look a gift horse in the mouth. So
Exactly. Yeah.
So
what
for
do
sure.
you have here?
This is Devil's Claw right here in this pot. And then these are some clones of cement shoes that I took, and they're just getting situated, about ready for a little trim up and flower. And then these other 2 were just some seeds that somebody had given me, and I popped them just to see what they were like. And I've been stress testing them and seeing how well they perform. I think I got a little bit of nutrient lock on this one, because I've been giving it plenty of nutrients, but you can see the deficiencies in some of the leaves.
That first one looks like it's praying still pretty nicely there. Yeah, that one.
This one over here.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, this one I didn't clip at all. This other one, I butchered it down, man. I cut it like in half just to see what it would come back like. So, and they've been performing well, especially it's a purple Kush strain, so they'll I found like some of the older strains, man, you can pretty much abuse the hell out of and they'll come back no problem. So
Yeah, no, they're looking good. That one, it could be a little bit of a potassium stress when the edges of the leaves they get kind of yellow like that. And the other one that you showed us like second over there doesn't look like it's doing too unhealthy. Like the intervenochlorosis there, which is those light marks in between each one of the veins on your leaf. That's typical of magnesium. Now, if you think you're overfeeding the nutrients, magnesium, for example, is one that you get locked out because it's a cation. So if you have too much nitrogen, for example, you don't get magnesium. You know, if you have too much calcium, you don't get magnesium in, right? So maybe just a case of doing a little flush and measuring the pH and the ppm or the EC of what comes out there. So if you get just the first little bit, you know, fill up a little cup and then measure that. If it's coming out at a ppm above 2500 or above an EC of like 5.0, that means it probably just needs a little wash because it's got too much of one nutrient that's not letting the other nutrients that it has less of make it into the plant.
Absolutely.
We got an outdoor here, so.
Yeah, and this was a mother plant that I just threw out here, you know, because I didn't want to throw it away. So I've got this one going, and I've got a Northern Lights on the other side of the house, and I'm just kind of playing around with these to see how cold they can get and still keep producing, you know. Trying for the
Yeah, well, it's not too cold already there. How cold does it get at night?
Well, last night it got down to 35, but that was like unusual for this time of the year. I'm in Arizona, so
Right on.
So we have a little bit of the more of the warmer temperatures, and we just dropped to the colder temperatures in the past couple of weeks. So we had an unusually long summer. So
Right on. Yeah, no, still looking good. Oh, that's the other one there.
that's the Northern Lights right there. So
Right on.
yeah, and this
What are
one's
your temps like overnight? Right now?
Yeah, that was the 35 that he mentioned there, which is close to 0 Celsius for us. Like
Yeah, that's
2 degrees Celsius. So that's like freezing temperature already.
yeah, but it's not consistently at that temperature, you know, every night. I mean, it does get down into like the upper 40s usually, you know, but I'm hoping it, you know, as long as it stays above freezing, I think I'll be able to finish these out, you know.
Right on. Yeah, no, good stuff.
So
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, man. You have a great weekend, and yeah, come back again soon so we can
Yeah, see how
get
those
an
little
update.
seedlings are doing. Yeah, especially in the bud cups. So let us know if more of them popped, and do find some little plastic cups like this or any transparent cup, as long as there's holes so that the humidity can go in and out, and those seedlings will come back pretty good.
for sure. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Cheers. Have a good
Alrighty.
weekend.
We have somebody else on Facebook who's trying to figure out how to join us. Might be something new for them. Said, I'm a noob at this, not the growing, just the live showing. So we can maybe get you set up next week too. Downloading the StreamYard guest app makes things a little bit easier. You can just throw that link in there, and it's kind of like joining a Zoom call. You end up in our backstage here, and then we just pop you on for a few minutes.
Right. Nice and easy.
Very easy. You can show off something awesome that you're growing. You can show off a problem that you need help with. And if you need help between now and next week, just DM us on Facebook there, or you can email us at hello@budtrainer.com. I can send you some more information to help you out. Speaking of that, Buddy is still in full force answering emails. I've noticed more and more that I'm checking like the ones that are automatically closed by Buddy, and the answers are exactly what you would say in the grand scheme of things. So
and for those of you guys who don't know Buddy yet, Buddy is our, you could say, internal AI that gets all of the content that we have written, and that was originated by us. And you ask it any questions, it goes read all of that content and it gives you an answer based on that. So if you email hello@budtrainer.com, like, hey, how can I use the bud clips this way? How can I use the bud pots that way? Or my plant is doing this. What do I do next?
how do I clean the bud pots? Everything,
Exactly.
anything,
Anything. Even what's going on with my order, and then hello. email@budtrainer.com. As long as you send it to that email, Buddy is going to reply to you right away. And we're actually currently working on a version of Buddy that just answers questions directly on our website as well. So if you have any
just
questions,
giving away my secrets early, I guess.
well, and that's one thing that we want you guys to get excited about, because once we do that, you guys are going to be able to talk to us like you're doing right now, but
And
just
in
directly
chat
on the
form.
website. So like, hey, I feel like talking to Kurt and H. Hey, what's going on here, here, and there? You get an answer at any time. Sorry, Kurt, if that was a little.
No, it's okay. These are
I feel like
these are our close friends.
exactly.
They know how to keep a secret. So
Exactly. If you guys are here watching this, or if you're watching this later, you deserve to know some.
Wadapu Willie is asking, how deep should a seed be planted?
Quarter-inch deep. So that's what we recommend. It's literally, you just push it down by twice or three times the size of the seed. And then once it's down there, cover it with a little bit of soil and put a few drops of water. And that's enough to just get through the seed, and then just wait. If you put it deeper than that, it's just going to take it longer for it to sprout. There's a risk that it's not going to sprout. Whereas if you put it a quarter-inch deep, it's going to be a lot easier. That's about 6 millimeters for those who are used to millimeters. So
yeah, that's it for guests so far, guys. Still room to come on here quickly if you. Oh, look at that! Growing with a vet read my mind.
All right,
so
excellent.
Growing with a vet, we're gonna bring you on right away because you're up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
pretty good. All right, pretty good. Yeah, I just wanted to show you these plants I got in here. None of them are small, but there's a total of 9 plants, including these 2 autos right here.
right on.
There's
Very nice, man. What are the strains?
The 4 in the 3 in the back plus this one right here. Those are all Hoax Breakfast from ICANN Genetics from Matt. And then 1, 2, and this 3rd one right here. These are all Chud crossed with Monster Kush F2s from Cat Snake Oil.
Very cool, man. I didn't know Matt had his own genetics. That's really awesome. Did you just win them from him, or is like it's his signature strain kind of thing?
These are the ones from subscribe to the VIP Bean Club. You get some beans in them. Yeah, you hook you up with some beans in the mail. But yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I did this. I had a whole different thought in mind, but let's just say I had to put up a whole nother 4x4 so I can just split this up. Because I wasn't.
Yeah, why not?
You have the same problem I have. I'm always like, I'm gonna leave enough room for each plant to have its own space, and then I'm like, I can fit 3 more plants along the wall here. It would be no problem, right?
But yeah, they all of them, all of them are in you guys' 3-gallon pots. All 7 of these in here, and then I got the autos. These autos, this one was misnamed because I actually thought that was the name of it, but it was just a freebie that came with the plant with the water. So, but these are from a Full Moon Souvenirs. I found them on Instagram. So this one right here is the Caitlin banner. So it's almost done. I want to say I got maybe another week or 2 on these.
Oh yeah, nice.
Because you're getting pretty fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few more weeks and you're good.
This one right here, this is coming up on this last week right here. So,
nice. What kind is that one?
This one is, I don't know, but it's one of the
one.
Yeah, it's one of his freebies that the cross to it is Forbidden Fruits, but I just don't know which one. So,
right.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, nice.
And then I got some plants here that my mom mailed me.
Yeah.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Caladium Florida Cardinal. That's what these are.
Right on.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, those are looking great, and I love to see the commitment to getting a whole other tent just to fit those plants, because you're facing.
Oh man, I got 2 more.
Right?
I got 2 more tents in my bedroom. These are just the tents that I added in my daughter's room. Now that she's older.
If you guys thought consuming was the day, just try
let's see. You want to see Jon Snow? Look at Jon Snow.
Oh, right on.
We always love the pet features on the shows.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, we'll have a golden retriever with
Oh, look
Mike
at
in the
him.
background.
Cute.
But
That'll
yeah,
help
let me
keep
see
the
if I
heat
get
up
down to my.
in the grow
I'm gonna
space.
try to get down to my other ones that I got downstairs in my room because I have the Ace Infinity 3x3 in there, and then I also have a 2x4 with
Very cool.
another strain from
Keeps you busy on
Cat
the
Snake
weekends.
Oil. Let's see, we'll do the Ace Infinity one first.
All right.
Where's this? Hopefully everything's okay in here. I haven't looked in here today. We're about to find out. There we go.
All right.
Beautiful. That one's huge.
This one's in the 10 gallon pot. If you guys have
Right on.
this one is
Yeah.
the
Look at that
vibranium
training.
from
Beauty.
in-house genetics.
Yeah, yeah.
You can probably start popping those bud clips off if you want, just so that they don't get any stretched out. Although they look great for
Oh
pictures.
yeah,
So do it.
yeah
Do whatever
they've
you
been
want.
popping. They actually been falling off. So I just put them to the side little by little. Got some pineapples in here, but yeah,
Yeah.
this is the vibranium and the 3x3. This is the one that I
Right on.
signed up for the. There we go. For the winter frost cut.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So if anybody's into that, into getting
Sorry,
into the
what
winter
strain is
frost
that?
cut, come again.
What strain was that?
Vibranium from in-house genetics. It's a
Vibranium. Okay.
purple, yeah, purple octane cross with platinum.
Oh, right on.
Vibranium
Yeah.
protected by the aliens. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's right.
And then this one here is yeah, I gotta keep these blackout tents. I mean these blackout curtains over this tent because this is just one of the what do you call those Amazon tents.
Gotcha.
So if you can see, look, you can see the light leaks already through the whole
Right,
top.
right, right.
Oh, brutal. Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
this one is the Chud cross with the Super Lemon Haze. Oh, I'm sorry, I misnamed the one upstairs again. The one that Cat Snake Oil that I got, the three that I got upstairs, those are Bruce Banner cross with Monster Kush
Oh, okay.
F2s. This one is the Chud, which is it started out, I guess originally it was a Westport grape juice cross with Super Lemon Haze, but since Chad let Cat Snake Oil do the cross, it was renamed, so now it's Chud cross with Super Lemon Haze. But yeah, this one too. Believe it or
Sounds
not, this one is gonna be here. This one
Looking
still
great.
has time to it. Like probably like a whole nother month, maybe.
Oh, no way. Wow.
Right on. Yeah, no,
That'll
it's still
fill
not.
in.
Yeah, picking up a
I
lot.
watered
Good
like I
stuff.
don't know I don't know what's going on here, but I watered it and it still says it has water in here, but like it's still moist. I use this little moisture meter shit.
Yeah.
And for the most part, they do work. I know I've seen a lot of people say they don't work, but I bought 4 of them just in case, and they pretty much all read the same all the time.
Right on.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, but
so
it looks pretty decent, I think.
a total of 11. I don't like where I forgot what you call them, where they curling downwards. It used to be
Right
Yeah,
curling
on.
yeah,
upwards,
Yeah.
but
curling down. When it
and
gets that late in the
all of them.
flower, though, it happens.
This one right here is Gaia Green and Icon Genetics Organics. That's what I'm using on here. The Vibranium is just Gaia Green amendments, and then all the plants upstairs I'm using just Icon Genetics. Icon Organics up there.
Right on. Yeah, no, I think that
Yeah.
the plant's not looking bad. Those leaves that could be humidity that could be a little bit perhaps high, or your soil could be a little bit over wet, especially if you're doing
Yeah.
organics. You know what I mean? So that could just be contributing to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like
But
sometimes I
other
do
than
have to
that, it's
break this
looking
up
great.
because it does get kind of stiff. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No, like you never want to keep it soaked, but you always want to keep it moist,
Would
right?
you
So
maybe
that's the
lower that? Oh, no, he's got another fan in the bottom corner, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I got a
Okay.
fan here.
Yeah.
I got a fan here. I got a fan there.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
'cause,
you're crushing it.
I have a sweet potato plant that I'm doing, right? And I used to have it in here too also. I don't know if you guys ever seen on my page, but on my Instagram, but the potato plant, it was in a 10-gallon pot and it grew all up the whole thing, covering all
Wow.
this up
That's
here.
pretty cool.
So I had to pull it out. But Yeah, man. I got a plant problem. I'll tell you that much. I
Yeah,
do got a,
Yeah. Thanks for
I got a
sharing
for
all
plant
sure,
that.
problem.
man.
Thanks for sharing that
It's
with us.
okay. There's lots of
We
worse
all do.
problems to have. So yeah,
Exactly.
enjoy that. Enjoy all the work that comes with it, and then enjoy the fruits of your labor. So
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for
there you go.
joining us
Definitely.
today. And
Thanks for letting
have,
me be on, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.
yeah,
You know I'm
Yeah,
always here.
anytime, man.
yeah,
Come
yeah.
come
All right.
back
Thanks a
soon
lot.
and give us an update. All right, guys. Well, we've done this quite a bit where we end the show with our good friend Mike, and let's bring him on
All
because
right.
he's always got something cool to show us, and then we'll go to the giveaway and wrap it up.
What's
What's
going
up,
on, Mike?
gentlemen?
Wow, look at those.
This is the last Friday of flower.
And you need to get that thing chopped down because it's just I can't tell what's light and what's plant at this point anymore with this tent.
These buds are they're definitely they're almost there, man. Like I said, one more week and I will be cutting it down. I'm going to take it down next Friday.
What? How many weeks is it already into flower since you switched?
Just so next Friday will be 8 weeks. And that's when I ran
Okay,
it
that's
last
all right.
time, and
Yeah.
that's the amount that I did the rosin and it again perfect levels of everything. So I'm just gonna go with
Nice.
8 weeks. I'm not even gonna look at it. I'm not nothing. I'm just cutting her down.
Right on. Yeah. Get it all figured out from the last one. So might as well just do what you did last time that worked.
Yeah, I don't want to change it up, right? Like I'm like maybe it could go a little longer last time, but when I pulled it off, I like the effects. So if
Yeah.
I've got a little bit mature or not fully mature stuff, I'm okay with it because it did work. So
Excellent. Yeah. Right on. So that's not the one that grew through the lights, right? That one is the one that was more under control.
yeah, that was like 2 grows ago that I did where I hunted 6 different seeds. I found this one that when I washed it and converted it into rosin helped my back super good. So
Right.
yeah, it was just a plant. I had all the donut triploids up here, and then I had a couple different ones, diploids in the back, just to see if it was gonna, have any issues together, and it didn't. So this one is the one that moved on forward. I cut everything else down, so she's the winner. Really fruity.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's looking great. It's got like tons of bud in there, like a couple of feet worth of bud from.
The stock structure carcasses are going to be cool to look at too. You could turn those into like walking sticks or canes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did have to. I still have my bud clips on because I was like
Right.
was bent in half. Like there was no left of it. I had to keep it up for support, and there was one that I just happened to have a ratchet strap sitting here that was hanging, so I used that. But yeah, no,
Yeah. No.
these buds under here too are decent size, man.
Yeah, they're looking good, especially for extraction, because that's the thing. You don't want them to be super dense, like large dense. You want them to be dense and small so that you can wash them and all those trichomes come out easily, right?
I wonder if it would have stretched as much if you had the underlighting in earlier, Mike.
Yeah, that's tough to tell, but I know that this one definitely did. Last time I ran it, it definitely was very tall, and this is the third genetic that I've done from Copycat, and man, oh man, his stuff, whatever he's crossing it with, likes to stretch most of the time. So,
Right on. Yeah, yeah.
but
Did
yeah,
you have fun watching Scrog School last night?
Oh yeah, that's the one that had those going over top. I'm curious to see how those are gonna like end up, you know?
yeah, pull them out and look at them and see what they actually look like. So,
Yeah.
I might have some fan problem. Like look at I'm running out of room, man. Like I used to have that 2x6 in there for a wall mount fan that I was using before, and it's a poor plant. I think it could have done better, maybe.
At least you know we're maximizing every like cubic inch in that tent over there.
Yeah. So yeah,
You should start your own compost company with all the fan leaves and stalks that you could be composting, Mike.
yeah. I wish I had more time, but yeah, like H was saying, there's buds. Like you break in here, and there's just it's just full of it's like it's so thick. There's buds everywhere. There's gonna be a lot of weight here, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And you're not seeing any issues with like the lack of airflow in the center there. You're happy with what's going on there?
Yeah, man, I've got enough fans going. I got one on every corner, and then I have
Gotcha.
that one there, that one there. Now listen, I can't see in there. I could be full of white powdery mildew, and I wouldn't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What
Seems you're doing good.
yeah, it seems like you're doing good.
And I
you're
set my
very-
humidity these last 2 weeks. I like it below 40.
Where's your like temperature and humidity reader on the inside of the tent? Like, is it right in the center of that, or did you check it to the side? Okay. Yeah.
Right there.
Okay. And there you go.
Right
so you got
there.
a good read on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it down into the middle of the canopy. I've got some that are even down here, right? So again, I've got them. That's the CO2 one, which I'm not even using right now, but
Good stuff, man. Yeah, looking.
And then come back next week if you're chopping it like we chatted about. Love to see the some chop day action.
yeah, definitely will be doing it next Friday. So I plan on doing it in the afternoon. So I will probably swing by.
All right, man. Really appreciate it. We're just over 5 o'clock now, so let's get to a little giveaway. Mike, I'll give you a few minutes to get in on this too, if you want.
Have a great weekend, man. There we go.
There you go. All right. Thanks to Mike for coming on again. That's a journey that if you want to go back and look at some of the past
Previous
lives,
videos,
you
yeah.
can see it right from veg all the way to what it's at now. And that's a sea of green, which I'll be doing with this mother plant that we just topped. Yeah, we got hashtag buds for the giveaway, guys. I will get that on screen. We have 21 entered so far. Only put it in one time, please. That works on Facebook or YouTube only. So we'll give people a couple minutes to get over and enter into the giveaway. Quick recap of what we covered earlier in the show. The GGC participants are all in. We only had 37 plants make it to the end of the competition.
Out of 187, only 37 made it to the end.
Yeah. And
congratulations to all of those.
Yeah. Pat on the back. Anybody who made it to the finish. Please do post about it if you had a good experience with it. We will be doing the fan voting rather, in December, first week of December.
The fan voting will be November 22nd, I believe.
Okay.
That it will open November 22nd to December something, where the voting ends, and then we announce the winner December 6th, and all of the others, the 10 finalists are going to know who they are before then, but now they're going to know what they're going to get.
Yeah. So very impressed with all results, everybody who made it through, right?
That's
and
right.
We had quite a few people who either had their plant died or few people didn't even really start. So
that's right. Yeah.
Very interesting.
They probably had a rough start and didn't really get off the ground. It happens, right? So
yeah. So that's
stuff,
the
guys.
update on the GGC. We got 30 people in the giveaway for hashtag buds. It's a nice even number. So let's run it.
That's it. Give everybody some good odds. And then we're going to wish everyone a great weekend. We're going to be here again next week, 4 p.m. EST. Like always.
Stoked Smoke.
Congratulations. That's a good winner. Yeah.
$25 gift card to BudTrainer.com. If you know what you want and you live in North America, we'll ship you $25 worth of product so that you don't have to pay the shipping. If you're outside North America, you can get the gift card still. Hopefully a new German retailer in the next week or so.
Yeah.
So if
we'll be announcing that,
watching from Germany.
That's right. If you're in Germany, don't worry, because we're going to be there pretty soon.
Yeah. Stoke Smoke, email us at hello@budtrainer.com with either just your email address saying you want the gift card and a screenshot showing that you're the account owner, or alternatively your shipping address and the products you want. Other than that, I think that's all I have to say. H, what do you want to leave the people with?
Have a great weekend, guys. Happy growing. Enjoy whatever you're doing this weekend.
I don't know what he said, but it sounded suspect. Anyways, guys, have a good weekend.